Hey guys, what is up? It's your boy Matty Q and welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this video today, please make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure you hit that bell icon below the video because then you get notified whenever I post. Also, comment on this with your favorite type of animal or something. I don't know. I want to get you guys more engaged. So, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, it's about my ex-boyfriend and I and how we broke up slash the moment I knew it was probably going to end, which honestly was super early into the relationship. But some backstory of it real quick. So his name is James. We had known each other for a couple years from an English class we had together before we got together. We weren't like the closest friends or anything, but we had like on and off talked like via social media and stuff since that class. When we got together, we had only actually gone on like 2 dates. Only one official date, I guess technically. So I had run into him when I got to campus on my way to rehearsal. On Monday, I think, of the week we got together. And then I was like, we were talking or whatever, and then we just, I think he asked me why, he was like, oh, I want to hang out with you. And I was like, well, are you asking me to hang out or are you asking me on a date? Because we were lightweight flirting. And he was like, are you asking me on a date? I mean, I guess technically I was, but I was more of asking if he was asking me. But anyway, so then we scheduled a date for the next day around like lunch or whatever. We'll skip forward to just that night, and I was texting him, and I met up with him and his friends who were at a karaoke bar, not a karaoke bar, but they were doing karaoke at this like arcade thing in the mall up the street from my school, or from my ex-school, since I'm not actually doing classes there anymore because I dropped out of college. But might be going to film school, so it doesn't matter. And then that night, I ended up, like I said, we went there, we hung out with him, and I hung out with him and his friends for a little bit, and then after they left, we like sat in my car and we were like cuddling or whatever, and we talked in the back seat for like a few hours. I think we finally left around like 1 or something. And it was really cute for the most part. It was like nice. He's okay. He was a sweet person. Is technically kind of a sweet person. T. And then the following day we had another date. We went to the mall again, which we did a lot throughout the relationship as our dates. T. I'm not salty. And so that was cool. And then the next day, on that Wednesday, I met a bunch of his friends, which was super awkward. Which I'll go into a little more detail in a second about why. So on Wednesday, I was talking to the other dude who was kind of mentally abusive, but I was like really into him or whatever, but he did something that really upset me, and so kind of out of spite I got with James. I wasn't really necessarily attracted to him, and I kind of more or less knew that our personalities didn't really blend. He's very out there, and he's loud, and he's obnoxious, and he likes trying to befriend everyone, even if they don't like him. He likes touching everyone, even if they don't want to be touched, and there's like a lot of reasons as to why I knew we weren't going to work. It was just a big part of it, just like our personalities, just we didn't blend personality-wise. I also wasn't really physically attracted to him, which if he was a nicer person I would have forgot about, or if he had personal hygiene, I would have forgot about, but I didn't. But I was very stressed out on stage running Footloose because a lot of things on that show production were just going wrong. Pretty much anything that could have gone wrong on that production was going wrong. And so it was extremely stressful for me because it was my job to try to keep everyone calm and like keep the show going, and it was very stressful trying to keep a show together that's kind of falling apart at the seams, you know? Well, you probably don't know, but it's a very, you can imagine how stressful it is trying to keep basically a wooden boat that is on fire afloat, I guess would be a good way to reference it. And so then I got with him on that Wednesday, and yeah. Now a little bit more detail. So the moment the moment I knew we were going to break up, I didn't really have that much faith in the relationship from the beginning. However, so there's this, it's called Folsom Fair. It's like a kink festival or whatever in the city, and one of my best friends was going with some of her, her friend group, which I'm friends with them, I just don't talk to them as regularly as she does. They all wanted to go, and they asked me to go, so I was like, okay, cool, and then I haven't seen them in a while, and so I was like, okay, James, you want to come? And so he was like, yeah, I'll go with you. So I'm like, okay, he's my boyfriend, he should come do things with me. But for those of you guys who haven't been like around my Twitch for a while, or like not been in my social medias for a while or anything, I'm a very extroverted person for the most part. Like, I'm very extroverted, I like being around people, but I'm also very empathetic, and I get claustrophobic. So when there's like a lot of people in like a small, like relatively small space and a lot of emotions, I absorb all the emotions and it kind of overwhelms me when I can't process all of those. Also, I just get claustrophobic in large groups of people because I don't feel like I have an escape, a way out, a quick way out, and it just gives me massive anxiety. And at one point when we first got there, James and I had, like, we were off by ourselves because everyone else, like, went to the porta potty, so everyone had to go pee, like, at the same time in our group. And so that was a thing. It was very Tia-licious. Tia-licious, love that for us. Like, I was there, and I was, like, freaking out a little bit. I wasn't showing it, because I'm a very reserved person when it comes to being in public. Like, if you guys see me in, like, my live streams or some of my, like, Let's Plays and stuff, like, I get a fairly loud, excuse me, and I'm very out there, whatever, but even in just my vlogs, I'm more reserved with you guys. And I don't know why, it's just kind of the way, I guess, my mood shifts depending on environments or whatever. And so I'm very reserved when I'm out, generally. Like, depending on the group of people, I might unwind a little bit more. Depending on the social situation, I might unwind. But in Folsom, even at Folsom, I was very mellow. I was very reserved still. And so I'm just very good at hiding my emotions, I guess is my point, which that thing I just referenced will come into play after this snippet. I wasn't getting calm when I was by myself with him. I wasn't. I was still freaking out inside, everything was like still spinning, I was excessively aware of everyone in my surroundings, I was questioning what people were thinking about when I was with him, like, oh, why are they together, why is this cute little blue boy with this like relatively ugly, nerdy white boy, pasty white boy. Wow, I'm so mean, guys, I'm so sorry, he has done so many things in this relationship, like small things that really annoyed me. And he would test my anxiety a lot. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. And so it was like kind of that moment where I'm just like, the person I'm with should be calming me. Regardless if he loved me enough, he really should have been able to tell that I had something wrong with me. Because even when I'm really good at hiding my emotions, I still feel like it's fairly obvious when I have something going wrong inside of my own self. And so, and he didn't realize anything was wrong, which was like, it was fine. I guess that didn't really set me off that much. I was like, okay, fine, so it might just be bad reading people, but the moment my friends got back, I started chilling out. Like, my friends are able to get me to calm down by just being there, but my boyfriend at the time wasn't able to do that. And that was just something that I didn't really think about until recently, and around the time where I was like, maybe I could do a video on this, so basically earlier today when I'm recording this the day before it goes up, by the way, you're welcome. And so, it was just like a situation where I'm just kind of like, this probably isn't gonna work. If the person I'm with can't keep me calm by themselves, but the moment my friends show up, I start like mellowing out and like getting back in control of myself, that just doesn't seem like a good sign. I feel like if the person you're with should be able to calm me down regardless. It shouldn't have to be a group of my friends to do it. Like, their energy shouldn't be calming me. The person I'm with should be able to, like, get my attention, make it on them, and everything else, like, kind of dissipates, you know? Again, that's not what happened. It is what it is, though. Now, some other things that kind of set me off in the relationship. He would test my anxiety. He knew from day one that I was much more reserved and stuff. And we talked a couple weeks into the relationship, too, because I was like, we need to talk. And I told him, like, the way he's just out there all the time gives me massive anxiety. It's part of the reason why I didn't want to be around his friends, and he knew that. He knew I didn't want to be around his friends at all, because all of him and his friends are very out there and loud and obnoxious, and I can't handle it. It triggers my anxiety. It gives me so much anxiety when people are out there. Like, at Folsom, for example, I don't know what was going through his head, but he picked me up while we were at BART going home. And I, like, freaked out. I don't like being picked up. Especially even now that I've lost almost about around 90 pounds. Back then I was still like 20 pounds heavier, I think, roughly. And this is because this was back in like late September, I think early October. And I freaked out, and like I was in Nafisa, and she got livid because she was like, can you stop? Because one, that's childish, and two, it's just like, she knows I don't like that. She knows I don't like stuff like that. I don't like making bursts like big things like that, and everyone stared at us, and I almost had a panic attack because of it. And I know he knew I didn't like stuff like that, or he did and he forgot or something. Also, on the way while we were on BART, for some reason he grabbed onto the pole, lifted himself up, and then wrapped his legs around me, which was also something I was just like, why are you doing this? That is just, all of this is just so something a child would do, you know? And I didn't like it. There was this, like, those are both two things that also contributed to me, like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Also, he also has, like, no work ethic, basically. He was majoring in theater, however, he had never done one show in his entire life. He has never actually done theater, I learned. And I was just like, how are you a theater major who, he hasn't, even with our college, he never signed up to do one show, ever. And so, like, he said he wanted to do something without actually putting the work into it. He also failed the technical theater class like 3 times. So at the time of us being together, it was twice, but I know he either failed or dropped the class the 3rd time. And so, like, I ended up dropping out of college myself. However, I've also been able to put myself in a position where I'm getting work professionally in theater. I have shows lined up. I'm helping trying to get a theater company up on the ground, a non-profit theater company up on the ground. Like, I'm doing things, you know? Not necessarily making a lot of money off of them, but, like, I get my life together where I'm getting it together. And he's just not. He's doing nothing with his life, basically. He has, like, he has a dead-end job that's, like, barely makes him any money. And, like, he just doesn't care, like, at all. And then he's like, oh, I want to get a job, but I also want to do school, but I don't want to do both, which I'm like, it's fair. But, like, he's just, like, I guess there's no rush to it, but when you're, like, getting up there, like, he's a little older than me. I think he's, like, a couple months older, just like a year older. And it was just, like, I'm just sitting there, like, he has no future in sight. He has nothing planned anymore. And I'm just, like, I don't need a boyfriend like that. I want a boyfriend who has, like, at least an idea of the direction they're going, not necessarily have everything together. I don't have anything together. I'm not asking for a huge income either, but, like, something to work towards the future, you know? Sorry, I needed water, and also my hair was kind of messy. I didn't like what my hair looked like, so I have a hat now. But yeah, so on to other things. So throughout the rest of the relationship, more so closer to the end where he started kind of neglecting me and, like, barely talking to me, which I guess I was getting a little bit more distance with him, but he also wasn't making, like, an active effort to, like, talk to me or anything, you know? And he would do them. This is something that really triggered me a little bit. He would offer to give me food, but I'm weird about having people buy me stuff, especially, like, food for some reason, which is because I'm weird about eating, because I've been eating disorder, guys, which is something else we'll discuss later in a different video at some point. And then I would be like, no what, okay, I actually want food, and I would text someone, like, hey, can you actually give me food? And they'd be like, oh, I actually don't have money for it. And I was just like, okay, then never mind. Because I was just like, at that point, I'm just like, why are you offering to get me food and then backing out? Like, don't offer to get me something and then and then just not do it. Also, like, he got me a coffee a lot, I will say that. He was basically, he was a very nice coffee boyfriend. Because he did get me coffee a lot, because your boy was tired. Constantly. Still constantly tired, but, you know, what is sleep, right? Am I right or am I right? And then, so the last thing I want to say that really pushed me to the point of finally breaking up with him was a couple things. 2 things were particularly, I can't words. So one is I finally opened my show, which we opened a couple days before my birthday, like about a half a week before my birthday, which is October 24th, so after we opened, okay, and my brain started kind of, like, getting in the flow again, because I wasn't as stressed out anymore. Tech week for that show was hell, and I started thinking properly, and I was like, okay, cool. He also tried to call, during Tech Week, actually, he called me a couple times while I was still at rehearsal, and I'm just like, I hung up and I texted him, I was like, I am at rehearsal still, I can't talk, excuse me, and he was just like, oh, really, still, and that goes into how I'm like, you're a theater major who doesn't know how theater works. That makes 0 sense, but okay, T. And so I started like, okay, why am I with him? I'm not physically attracted to him. His personality annoys me. Our personalities don't blend. The relationship isn't getting better, it's getting worse. And a typical gay relationship, everything falls apart within the first month, right? But so basically what had happened was, on my birthday, I had been asking him for the entirety of us being together for him to plan something on my birthday. And he was refusing to. And thinking, well, I just want to spend time with you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I really wanted him to plan something. Like, even if it was just, like, to go see a movie. I wanted him to do something. And he knew I would have been smaller, but I wanted him to do something, and he was making zero plans about it. And it was really upsetting, because I'm like, I really want you to do something for my birthday, because, like, I've always wanted a Boyfriend, and I've not always wanted a boyfriend, I've always wanted a boyfriend to do something for my birthday. Because I like going out for my birthday occasionally if I can afford it or have the time to, and I just wanted him to plan something nice for my birthday. And he just wouldn't. And then on my birthday, I show up thinking, okay, I'll get to spend at least a couple hours with my boyfriend. I was, like, really done with the relationship at that point, honestly, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep trying to make it work. My mom said, like, she's like, he's fairly nice, you should just, like, at least try. And so I was like, fine, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he'll get better since we've talked a few times about everything. And he didn't. On my birthday, he still didn't plan anything, and I saw him for maybe 10 minutes. Actually, probably more like 5. He did give me he did give me some cute birthday gifts. He gave me, like, a little galaxy necklace, and he also made me, like, a galaxy bandana. And for those of you who don't know, I absolutely love Galaxy. Pretty much like most people love Galaxy. An H word for those. Family appropriate, guys. Let's go. Then I found out while we were talking, and part of the reason we only spent like 5 minutes together was because he made plans with his friends on my birthday. And I was just like, at the moment, I was like, I'm gonna just breathe. I'm not gonna start drama. I wanted to. Wasn't going to. Got a cute gift out of it. He still has a jacket of mine, but... And he made plans on my birthday with his friends. And I sat there, and I went into my car, and I sat there. I was just fuming, because I'm like, I have been asking this boy for a month, roughly a month, to plan something on my birthday, and he absolutely refused. And then on my actual birthday, he made plans with his friends, and didn't even want to hang out with me. And then he had the audacity on that night when I was live streaming on Twitch, because I was like, well, my boyfriend didn't make plans with me, oh, I guess I'm gonna hang out with my viewers. He comes to my stream and tries to say, I wish I could have spent more time with you on your birthday. And I told him off, and I was just like, you're the one who made plans on my birthday with your friends, not me. You did. You're the one who said, you're the reason why I only got to spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes with you or whatever. And then he left, and we didn't talk for a couple days, and then on Friday I was like, you know what, I want to break up with him, and so I texted him, and I was just like, can you bring me my jacket, which he still has, because he wasn't going to get there. He told me he would get there at like 6. He didn't. On Friday, he would show up at the theater at 6 o'clock. He didn't, and then he's like, oh, I probably won't get there until like 6:30. At that point, I'm like, well, I just opened house, I don't have the time to like deal with this. And so it was awkward because I was kind of emotional, because I was just like, I've never really broken up with someone before, at least, because I've done like online relationships, but I've never like had to break up with someone in person before. Well, not in person, but even over the phone. I've broken up with many people over text messages, but again, they were like high school / online relationships, so like, take that as you will. I also was afraid of him crying because he supposedly loved me. He said he loved me like on our second date, in a like relationship way, which made no sense. And we're like, we've barely been dating. We're not even together, how do you love me? And I did, I broke up with him. He surprisingly didn't cry, which was hugely surprising to me. But then I broke up with him, I still don't have my jacket. I still have the gifts he gave me for my birthday. But yeah, that's the story of why I broke up with my boyfriend, I guess. I also do want to state I do regret the relationship for many reasons, and like for the small little things he did, part of the reason why I talked Max back about him, because like he did a lot of small things that really annoyed me, and I'm still so upset about the fact that like I've never been more upset with someone I think before. I've been really upset about a lot of things, and a lot of people have really annoyed me. But it's just the fact that the person I was with who said who claimed to love me made plans on my birthday. Like, let me know in the comments if you guys think I have a right to be upset about that, because everyone I've talked to thinks so. I want to know what you guys would do if, like, you had a significant other who made other plans on your birthday, because that just is really offensive. It's a special day. It's supposed to be all about you. Your significant other should make it all about you, and he didn't. He made it about himself and his friend, and he ditched me. So that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't have been upset about it as much if I at least got to spend an hour with him. I got like 5 minutes of his time on my birthday. I drove all the way to campus in traffic to go see him and spend some time with him again. I will say, granted, I was a little bit out of the relationship, but it's still just like, I was trying. I was really trying, and that just proved he did not care about the relationship, is him making plans on my birthday. I was like, I just couldn't be with someone after that, so I took a couple days, I thought, and then broke up with him, and so, yeah, that's a thing. But on that note, guys, I wanted to just make this video, I guess, to kind of, like, I want to leave this relationship past me, because I complain about it a lot, because I'm very upset about it still. And I guess I just wanted to leave the new year with this. I don't want this to upset me anymore. I don't want it to annoy me anymore. I want to be able to move on with my life, which, I mean, I guess I technically am, but I don't want this one relatively bad relationship with a guy who seemed to be nice and then did some small things that were annoying, and then one thing that I think was just a very big no-no in a relationship. And multiple people agree with me. Just in the past, because I am uploading this video for you guys on New Year's Eve, so again, Happy New Year's, guys. I just wanted to leave this video here, and I wanted to relieve this relationship in the past, basically, because it's just, I don't want to go into the new year with it, so. Also, I can't tell how long this video has been. I want to say it's like 13 minutes, we're only seeing a couple seconds. Okay, it's only 15 minutes, but I honestly thought I was talking way longer than that, but yeah, I'm leaving this relationship in 2018 where it belongs, and moving into 2019 with a whole new attitude in relationships, because your boy wants a relationship, he wants a boyfriend. We need something Q. We need a boyfriend Q, I guess. We need a boyfriend Q. Can I put a Q on the boyfriend Q? I'm sorry, I'm gross. No, I'm not, I'm cute. I actually might need to get rid of this shirt. This shirt actually is really relatively baggy on me now. Wow, that's weird. Anyways, guys, that's off topic. So, if you guys did enjoy this video and whatever, please make sure you hit the like button underneath this video. I'd really appreciate it. Also, comment on this video. Let me know in the comments, like, how you feel about what my ex did on my birthday. Let me know about your guys' ex stories or something, because I'd really I like engaging with you guys in the comments. I would really like to be able to, like, know some of your horror ex stories, I guess. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon next to the subscription button, which are both under this video, actually. Then you get notified whenever I post a video. I am trying to post at least 1 or 2 VODs from my Twitch on my channel throughout the week. And then also every Monday and Friday you guys get a new vlog. Every Friday's a life vlog, every Monday is whatever I can think of to record for you guys, which are going to be a lot of story times, most likely. And I will see you guys in the next one, I guess. Happy New Year. I will see you guys in 2019. Bye.